Welcome to the show. I'm Kathy Ireland. Today, we're joined by Ureeka CEO and co-founder, Dave Jakubowski, to learn more about how their company is helping to level the playing field for all aspiring entrepreneurs. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks, Kathy. It's wonderful to be here.
Now, Dave, what is Ureeka?
Ureeka is a platform, and it does two things. First, it has tools that evaluate a business, its website, and how the world sees that business and its likelihood to attract customers. It makes 2 to 3 recommendations for what's going to help that business the most. It automatically generates a custom plan for each business, and it pairs it with live human coaches to help guide them through the journey and through those steps to growth.
So Dave, this sounds great, but does it work?
Kathy, have you ever heard about serial entrepreneurs or somebody who's built something from nothing?
Yeah.
I'm sitting with one myself. There's a reason for that. There's a formula. And if you have the right plan, access to the right people and tools to scale growth, you can do it over and over again. We see that in our member base. 80% of the companies who come through our methodology see revenue growth. The current average over their first year with us is 50% revenue growth.
Wow, that's incredible. And how are you able to do that?
Yeah. Kathy, what the insiders don't want you to know is that when the world shifted to this device for how consumers find your business, that the mechanics of how you execute actually matter more than the quality of the business idea. The underpinning reasons and how that works are complicated. And a whole bunch of insiders have the knowledge about what to do and how to do that. And that creates an equity gap in the knowledge. That equity gap needs to get fundamentally changed. And so at Ureeka, what we're doing is we're evaluating that company's ability to grow, giving them the simple 2 to 3 steps, not overwhelming them with 200 things. We're giving them 2 to 3 things to do that will have immediate impact. And as they see growth, they're more likely to continue with those best practices. At the beginning of your segment, you mentioned the equity problem in the financing of Black women-founded businesses.
Right.
If you're not able to grow, it's going to be very difficult, no matter who you are, to get money. And the equity gap in the access to this information means that if fundamentally you don't have the right tools to grow, you're at a disadvantage. And if we can just solve that one problem, we can open up those pools of money.
My favorite thing about working at Ureeka is the members on our platform. I started as a mentor and joined as the head of marketing, and I still try every single week to meet with one of our entrepreneurs so that I can continue doing that side of the work. You know, it's really rewarding to work with them every day, take what I've learned and be able to help them apply those things to their business and see the progression that they make in growing their business. I think the best way to drive engagement is to really bring in that real human aspect. We're lucky enough to have a huge group of entrepreneurs on our platform that have seen success in using our tools and services, and so we want to show that off. We want to show their businesses off and all the really cool things that we're doing, and it gives potential members the opportunity to see people like them actually using the tools, seeing results, and making an impact.
Dave, could you tell us a little bit about the origins of your company and what inspired you to create a system specifically for entrepreneurs?
Yeah. Myself and a whole bunch of the team at Ureeka, we worked at the tech companies and the apps that are on these devices that all of us use every day. Specifically, we worked on the technology that decides which businesses get presented to consumers and which don't. And the mechanics of that matter, and how you as a business interact with those apps and services can dictate who the winners and the losers are. But because of the equity gap and access to that information, it leaves too many of the historically underserved communities out. And we needed to fix that. So frankly, I just started to volunteer and work with companies to help change that education gap. And that's how I met my co-founders. And they were on the same quest, seeing the same problems, trying to affect change in the same way. We each brought a unique skill set to the company, and we decided that if we could actually build a scalable platform that combined the technology with the human elements to help each business on its own custom plan with real human beings, one-on-one, that we could actually go change the lives of millions of people. And here we sit a year later.
Wow. Dave, what types of businesses are best suited for your method?
Any business whose customers fundamentally find them on these devices is really what we built the company for. The pandemic brought that to the forefront of everybody's mind. When foot traffic and leaving your house wasn't an option, if you didn't have a strong digital strategy before that, that really hurt. But there's two segments that we see our fastest adoption in when you peel into the numbers. The first is traditional e-commerce companies, those companies who primarily sell direct to consumer over the internet already. They're the early adopters. They live and breathe this stuff every day, and they know exactly how complicated it can be. And so the fact that we simplify that for them is a big deal. And so they were the first people to adopt it, and we see great growth there. But the pandemic brought our fastest growing segment. We call that Main Street to digital. These are companies who have traditional retail businesses or services that during the pandemic, they learned that if they're not on these devices, they're at a material disadvantage. Just imagine for a moment if all of those companies had 20 or 30%, not huge goals, just 20 or 30% of their business coming from online. When the pandemic hit, just the stability that that would have created would have been amazing. And nobody wants to have that happen to them again.
Right. Dave, could you walk us through the various solutions that Ureeka offers, and can you explain how these might benefit entrepreneurs?
Sure. I mentioned that we do two things for all of our members. So the first is those tools. We have an area of the product that we call the Growth Center. Literally, you give it your business information, and it goes out and it looks at how do other people see your business? And it's making a prediction as the likelihood of you to attract those people. And in that prediction, it understands your strengths and your weaknesses. So it's gonna prioritize the 2 or 3 things that are gonna help you most, and it's gonna give you a customized plan for what to do, how to fix them. And at every step, you get the curriculum for what to do to how to do it, or we'll connect you to the second thing that we do, an actual human being, whether that's a business coach or an expert who will help you navigate through those steps and those changes.
So Dave, how are you able to scale this for entrepreneurs who might be scattered across the country and already juggling jam-packed schedules?
Well, the platform is digital and it's available 24/7. So because it creates a custom plan for every business, you log into your growth center very specifically to see the things that you need to do, and you can interact with it when it's convenient for you. We've applied the same philosophy to our human interaction. We have coaches all across the country in every time zone and we found that entrepreneurs have patterns. Typically, they will wanna execute in the mornings during the week, in the afternoons during the week, or on the weekends. And so we have coaches and experts who are available through the platform at all of those different times, so they're there when you need them. But just in case, you can always just book directly on our coaches and our experts profile page and just set up a time that works for the two of you one-on-one.
You have all these mastermind courses there for you for free to use. And in addition, you have a coach and a mentor that's going to walk you through that. One of the things that I really enjoyed was the Essential series. And part of the Essential series is something called the quadrant method that really helped me prioritize the things that I needed to do. Because with so many things to do, sometimes you feel overwhelmed. And with the help of a Ureeka coach, I was able to establish priorities using the quadrant method to really do what's most important first. My business would not exist without them. There came a point where I had to decide, am I going to continue going? I had invested all the money I had to invest. I was doing okay, sales were good, but there really wasn't a whole lot of profit. Then came Ureeka. They provided capital, they provided coaching, and that really helped me successfully continue my business and get to where I am today.
Dave, that is incredible. So many resources all in one place. How has this not existed already?
Kathy, it exists in a million pieces. And that's part of the problem. There are so many things that you need to do to run a business and to grow a business. And there's point solutions that are just fragmented. And everybody tells you that their thing is the most important. Well, what we've done is we've taken the evaluation of all of that and put it in one place. And each business is a little unique. So we evaluate and we tell it the 2 or 3 things that are most likely to help that business grow. And so by bringing it all into one place with the technology, we've solved a complication problem. But that wasn't enough in our early testing. Without the pairing of the human connection to be able to guide somebody through that, entrepreneurs didn't have the confidence to take their business to the next level. And so it's the addition of the coaches paired with the simplification that really has separated what we're doing.
Dave, what can you tell us about membership and pricing?
We've grown to over 11,000 members since the pandemic began, all through word of mouth. We have 2 tiers of membership. $29, or what we call our premium membership, which has access to all the tools, the entire growth center, plus all the curriculum for how to execute on the steps that it recommends. But the real value is our $49 price point, our pro tier. We've taken the growth center, all of that curriculum, and we've paired it with those live coaches I keep talking about. Just to put this in perspective, at $49 a month, you get access to not just one person, not just one coach, but coaches and experts across lots of different disciplines of business, from finance experts, marketing experts, web, product management, engineering, all of the things that cut across a business. Any one of those would cost $200 to $300 an hour to get time with. And for $50 a month, you get unlimited access.
Okay, well, it seems like you've built this multifaceted online incubator of sorts that approaches entrepreneurship from every possible angle. And you mentioned some impressive growth numbers earlier, but how else have you seen Ureeka's methodology affect your membership?
The most fun that I get to have every day is when I talk to the entrepreneurs themselves. And what they tell us is that we're taking the mystery out of running a business. They're telling us that we've demystified digital for them. They know what they need to be doing next to grow. And that gives them the confidence to take their business to the next level. They're already so good at their core product and service that just by unlocking and demystifying, the confidence is everything. And that's the best part of the job.
Oh, that's great. And Dave, you've been in the news recently. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we have. We've been very fortunate. We're not the only people that see this this equity gap in the economic opportunity. Corporations like Comcast and Salesforce and even the US Chamber of Commerce all see this problem and want to do something about it. And so we've partnered with them and we're helping put a solution behind that energy to want to drive change and have impact. And so that's garnered some attention, right? Not to mention, we did give away $100 million in grants during the pandemic. So that garnered some attention as well.
Well, congratulations to you. It's truly wonderful to see how entrepreneurs from all walks of life can finally connect with the people and the resources that they need to really take that next step. And what's the next step for Ureeka?
Yeah, there's so much to do. We're really focused on two things: expanding those partnerships. We're getting approached every day by new corporations who want to take their social responsibility initiatives to have real impact on real people. And so finding those corporations who are genuine in that transition and partnering with them, and then working with municipalities. I was just in Chicago last week meeting with a bunch of the different offices at the city. That city is investing in their small businesses at a rate that not too many other cities are doing. And what we're partnering with them for is to give them a platform to help scale that out so that they can take it from the one-offs and helping maybe 100 people to helping thousands, tens of thousands, and our goal to help 1 million small businesses grow.
Wow, Dave, that is incredible. And thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations on your powerful work.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. I'm Kathy Ireland.